Yesterday I was told on stream, Phil, Bennett's last will is up to date, okay? And I commented, because I guess so, Bennett hasn't changed much yet. And I was told, yes, but it's more than a year ago your last will. And I thought, it can't be, there's got to be one of Bennett's closest wills. And I went to look and it turns out that the last will is September 2023. I haven't updated Bennett's build for a year and 2 months and today, which is also in the store for whoever goes to buy it. We're going to make the last legendary will of Don Benito. Speaking of cheeks, also talking about how it works when you want to carry it. Speaking if it's really viable for new accounts, recommend it with instructor. Set a 4 stars or even a live and healing bonus, which is a doubt that many people. And of course, we're going to talk very much about weapons, high base attacks. And today, we're not just going to update, but talk about a character that here has a very close relationship with NATLAN, and the further the region, the more we will know on the lore of one of the best and the current best support, until Mavuika leaves from Pyro. Genshin Impact Genshin Impact. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest legendary will from Don Benito Bennett, from the real Alconte Pyro, from one of the best carries and supports. One of the horsemen of the apocalypse, and I think practically the best 4 stars in everything. Genshin Impact Tonde. Let's see Don Benancio's build. Well, you have to explain, while I locate him here in the character section, that you know that his main mechanics is buffar attack, it is a healer, that is, it is a defensive sustainer of owl. Teams where you can play, and that, plus that attack buffer works with your base attack and this. It's the character scaling attack and the plane attack that gives us the weapon, not the artifacts. And they're heating scale with life, but they have a heating, let's say, miscalculated in favor of Thay. Players and have what many creators say or call overheating. Overheating is that you are going to heal much more than is necessary as little as you invest in his current stat of life. I mean life in this heating case, which in Bennett's case is life, so what does he do? I have triple Krona, as you can see. Normal attacks should only go up if they really do. You want to play carry on certain teams, and I only recommend playing carry if it's chick. Made this video about Bennett's last build, but I'm going to focus first on the basics, which is how it works from truth to support everyone to understand it, and now we already dig a little more into everything else. So, normas only go up if you have chicks and you want to play carry like I have taught many times to play on stream, but the reality is that today, Bennett, if we talk of Bennett's tallest roofs, we'd have mostly 4, let's say it's equipment. Of Alikino, where of course it is a support, the teams of Agamin, where of course it is a support, Kinish teams, where of course put in the comments what I'm going to say. They already know it, and Raiden's teams, mainly Raiden National and Raiden Hypercarry. Now, the elementary ability is, you know, the little tap that generates energy as you see here, has 5 seconds, 7.5 and 10 seconds of cooldown, depending on the time you leave it under pressure. Spoiler, not even from carry is played with the pressed elemental, it is played simply with it. I'm going to explain the mechanics equally, but this is already a gigantic curiosity that never ever serves or serves, but your normal elementary, now I don't have a Bennett team, is the following. Basically I explained it while selecting the character. Its normal elemental is the tap that has, as you see, 5 seconds of cooldown, but then has 2 passives that go to reduce the cooldown of your elementary ability. Your loaded ability, then when you keep it, has 2 phases of staying. 1 phase of staying just gives you an extra punch, and the second phase of staying on makes you make that leap backwards that Bennett makes. Here, I teach you normal elementary, which is this one right here. 5 seconds of cooldown, then elemental charge with the first pulse you hit like this, and you stay in that. position. Then with the C4 you have one more hit on that charge and then first load, second charge and D. That's a curiosity that maybe there are people every day. Today he doesn't even know it exists anymore because Bennett plays it in ulti elemental and that's it. But that's it. Your elementary ability only generates particles, applies pyro, and has these cooldowns. What do I want? First of all, that whoever wants to play carry basically inside your ulti. Not just you. Pyro imbues, you do basic pyro, but you reduce the cooldown of your elemental, and then you have, here's another cooldown reduction of your elemental, and I think there's a constellation too, with which your elemental inside your ulti has literally 3 seconds of cooldown, so the combo is 3 normals, 1 elemental, and finally, to finalize that theme, the C4. Now we enter the constellations to detail. Basically, when you load one or put an additional blow, it is, say, if you carry one and do this and strike, you see the third blow I didn't do before. When showing the elementals, because that is a curiosity that is no longer used by Bennett, but for that you also understand why there are people who say, well, the Asbel say that elemental ultin, and Sheik with the T, and what does the rest of the stuff? Why does these things Bennett? Because it's like, I knew at the beginning of the game, because curiosities that no longer make much sense in the character, and the ulti creates an area on the ground, and in fact, now that you're watching this, I'm going to take advantage of it and I don't have the ulti, so the editors are going to do it. Magic, and they're going to put Bennett's ulti here to remind you that you have to give, like, subscribe.